Well, it's been ages since Scott has been here, but
I know.
I know. Finally, he's come, and so we have taken advantage of this opportunity to get his impressions of some mangoes.
Yay!
So hopefully you're up for the task of tasting some mangoes.
I'll do my best.
Okay, very fortunate. And we have sort of a wide range of things to taste.
Yeah.
And so, just spoiler alert, some of them might not be great. So,
okay,
we'll see. Haven't tasted any of them, but...
a not great mango is better than no mango.
So one of the things, I'll get the worst one off the table right now. This is our last Francis Hargrave.
Ooh, I haven't had Francis.
So, yeah, I thought you wouldn't have, and unfortunately it has that going on, and it still feels firm. I've been trying to, ripen it in the sunshine, but I'm hoping that it gives us some idea of what its true character is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Feels
pretty firm.
So it's a green Francis Hargrave. Oh no, that looks lovely.
Well, it's a firm one.
It's a firm Francis Hargrave. Smells good. Cheers.
It's surprising.
I like that.
I thought because of how firm it was, it was really going to be firm when you take a bite, but
not at all.
Yeah.
I
Crazy.
actually like this level of ripeness. I mean, I can't compare it to fully ripe, but this is quite nice.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I've had a fully ripe Francis Hargrave, and I did not like it as much as this one.
Really? Well, this is quite tasty.
Anything that it reminds you of?
Yes. But I can't think of what it is.
Perfect.
Actually, this is probably maybe a little bit wacko. It kind of reminds me of zinc. But that might be the level of ripeness, because you get a lot of that kind of acid component, which I really appreciate about zinc. And
by that you mean
Chinese. Sorry, yeah. But that's a very nice mango.
Okay, that was Richard Campbell was the one who introduced that from the.
Oh, really?
Francis Hargrave. I guess lived down in South Miami and contacted Fairchild, and Richard Campbell went over and got the variety.
Oh, that's very nice. I can't really place the flavor into melon or into citrus. That's kind of why I went with Zilindoe Chinese, because that has a characteristic that isn't really, to me, reminiscent of either of those things. It's certainly not a citrusy flavor, I don't think, but it's a very good flavor. Not a traditional mango flavor either, so that really muddles the water quite a lot, doesn't it? And that's about all I can say, unfortunately. maybe fully ripe I wouldn't like it so much. At this level I think it's quite nice, but it's more because of the acid component, which I really appreciate. It doesn't have any resin either, which, now that I'm thinking about it, is not all that strange, but it's kind of nice for people who don't like that resiny flavor near the skin. In fact, I really went kind of to town on the skin, and there wasn't any resin at all, so that's nice.
Okay.
All right.
You ready to taste some more?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we've got this little darling here. Hopefully we'll be able to tell what variety it is once we taste it.
That's optimistic. I've smelled that smell before.
This is very juicy.
Yes.
Drip, drip, drip.
Excuse me.
See if I can find it. This would be probably a better place to cut. So apart
you're
from
gonna have to
juicy,
wash your hands after this.
It's just dripping juice.
Well, this is much sweeter, much juicier as well. It has a much fruitier flavor. I know I'm going for the vague than Francis Hargrave did, and I would a lot more resin. I would say Neelam, something very similar to Neelam. I don't know what variety it is, but that's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, doesn't look like a Neelam.
No, it doesn't, but the flavor is really reminiscent. The texture is definitely not Neelam either. It's much juicier than a Neelam would be. At least the Neelams that I've had. But the flavor, I think, is very, very similar to it, which I really like.
Well, I sure wish this came in with a marking on it, because I do not know what variety it is. So it's very yummy and juicy.
It is, yeah.
And don't know what name it is. So
Mango X.
yeah. Too bad.
Yeah. That was a very nice one. But the flavor, if anything, I would say Neelam, but the shape is wrong for Neelam. I don't know what else tastes like Neelam. That's kind of a one-off. Actually, One Day Over Julie's taste kind of like Neelam, because they're super, super sweet, and they've got a little bit of funkiness. But that's not Julie, so I don't know what it is. And I'm very curious about what this is.
This one, I think I actually know what it is.
Okay.
So that's good. Yeah, it's all these
Cheers.
unknown.
Very, very resinous.
Melt in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. It's extremely sweet, very resinous, which I like. The consistency, the texture is very nice. It's not too mushy. It has a nice kind of firm texture, and a little bit of coconutty in there.
So this one, I'm pretty sure, is ice cream.
That doesn't surprise me. It's been a long time since I've had ice cream, but those are the kind of flavor profiles that I would associate with ice cream.
Yeah, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're working our way around. Okay, so here we go, Scott. Next.
All right.
Next.
Here we go.
Thing to taste. So.
Kampai. This is very melony to me, and I think you're right about the water.
A little bit of a washed out flavor.
Mm-hmm. But the flavor is really nice.
Mm-hmm. Especially near the skin.
Mm-hmm.
The top of the fruit part of the skin.
Right here. Yeah. Delicious. Yeah, that's very nice. And it's almost a guava-y kind of flavor in there too. Do you get that at all?
Yeah, I can see that.
I had forgotten about Irwin.
Here, I'm just going to wipe my hands and have you think how.
I'll just lick mine. It's okay. Or I'll have Rue lick them. Come on.
Okay, working our way through the pile here. I guess we'll. There we go.
Why, thank you.
Very nice.
That's really delicious. I get a lot of almost citrusy, but not like an orange or a specific citrus. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I think this is Fairchild. So, David Fairchild selected well.
Yes, he did. It's a nice little tree too, isn't it? I mean, they tend to stay small. Or am I wrong about that?
You can keep them small.
They're manageable.
Yeah, unfortunately, you were not able to.
I wasn't able to keep mine living.
Yeah, well, that was because it got battered up so badly in the move, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, I may have to graft that one back on again. That's a very good mango.
Yeah, nice fruit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe I'll replace my ice cream that doesn't fruit. And maybe Fairchild will.
Okay, so let's see about this one.
Thank you. That's a very specific flavor.
The nice flavor following up the Fairchild is because it's both are good, but it's just very different.
This is like the opposite side of the spectrum almost. I'm trying to place that and I can't. I guess it's melony. It's really nice, but it's a very specific flavor, but not one that I can compare with anything else other than maybe a bit of a melon flavor, and there's something else mixed in there too. Oh, that's going to drive me nuts.
So this, I believe, is Ugly Betty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very nice fruit.
Great texture.
Yep, we've had quite a few fruit winners here.
Yeah. It's been a good taste testing morning.
I guess that's another ice cream. We've already done that. And
well, thank you.
don't stand on ceremony.
I was going to have a ceremony. That would be fun. That is a flavor I was not expecting at all. There's almost a strawberry kind of component to this, which is very weird. I mean, in a nice way, but I did not expect that at all.
Strawberry, or maybe just the slightest hint of cherry?
Yeah. It's definitely not a fruit I would associate with mango. I mean, it's not off-putting or anything, but it's a surprise.
It's different.
It's a surprise. No, it makes sense that it would be, but it doesn't taste like, to me, it doesn't taste like a Haden at all. Granted, it's been a year.
Okay, we're working our way through the pile here. Well, I'm guessing this is a Maha Chanook.
I'm going to guess that as well.
It's a crazy guess. And Maha Chanook can be eaten green or ripe, and this seems to be in between.
Yep, and I think both ways are good ways. I can't think of a bad way. No, I was going to say that I can't think of a bad way to eat Maha Chanook, but overripe is a bad way to eat Maha Chanook.
Just in case you're wondering.
Yeah,
you don't need to do the experiment.
The day after is not a good day. But today is a good day.
Yep, this is slightly underripe, which I like that too. I mean, this is just not, got a little bit of tartness to it.
I'm always surprised, not like I eat Maha Chanook all the time, but every time I have it, I'm surprised by how much I like it. I don't know why. It's one of those mangoes I've had for a gajillion years, and I don't really think about it. But the fruit is really nice. I mean, it's great flavor, great balance between sweet and kind of acid flavors. The consistency is nice. It's just and it's a pretty fruit. Not a whole lot not to like about it until the day after.
Okay.
Oh my.
So I hope you're up for eating this.
Not the whole thing.
You have to take it with you. Who says you can't take it with you, right?
All right.
This one is Pineapple Pleasure.
I thought it might be. The fantastic mango with the unfortunate name.
Rather juicy.
There's not a lot to say about this except that it is an exceptionally good mango. It's one of my favorites.
Nope, just melts in your mouth.
That is just beautiful. Yeah, the texture is really, really nice. Absolutely fiberless. A good sweet sour balance. There's nothing not to like about this mango.
If you don't like this mango, something's wrong with you.
Yes. Yes. I completely agree. Wow.
Yum yum.
Yeah. In my book, that's probably the best of the Zill varieties. I mean, I haven't had them all, but of the ones that I've had, that's the one that stands out to me. That and Zill Indo-Chinese, I think, are my two faves. Very good mango.
Well, we're coming close to the end here. I've got two more that I have. This one I found yesterday, and I had to wrap up in plastic because there's a piece out of it. But this is a first time that it's fruited for us. I think that it's a Walter Zill variety called Xuan.
Oh, I have heard of that, I think. Wow. I like the look of it.
Yeah, well, that's why people grow mangoes.
Oh, I know, yeah. They're great ornamentals. It's like books. very, very sweet. Very melony.
It's very sweet, but who is this Melanie?
And it's cantaloupe-y. I mean, in this case, I can actually be specific about the kind of melon. To me, this is really very cantaloupe-y. And I really like that. That's an excellent mango.
Yeah, it's hard to say no to any of these mangoes. I
Yeah.
sort of...
No, they've all been really good.
I hold in my left hand the final mango.
It's in a bag. It's got to be very special.
Okay, so this one I had to put in the bag because it has a side that is damaged, so I didn't want that to be more of a thing than it needed to be.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to cut off a whole bunch of damaged portion here, and so we can get to the fruit toss. So color is a little bit different.
I was going to say, that's a really interesting color. That reminds me a lot of Jihangir.
Yeah, very light yellow, very juicy. And
It's a pretty color.
we'll see what you think.
Okay. Thank you.
Because I'm dripping all over.
I think that's going to be the theme of the day.
Okay.
All right. This is going to sound completely wacko. There's a lot of vanilla in this mango. I don't know how that's possible. Yeah. It's really good. And the flavor is really unusual to me. The closer you get to the skin, the more the resin kind of takes over. But the middle bit of it has a really, almost like a candy flavor that's very nice. And yes, there is vanilla flavor in there. And I've never had a vanilla flavor in a mango before. That's a surprise. What is that?
Well, that one is a variety that I think you have a history with.
Okay.
Years ago, I wanted to graft Kuklum Krong, and you got scions for me.
Yeah.
Except for they weren't Kuklum Krong.
No, that's definitely not kook.
And so that's what it is. And it's often looks sort of icky. It's got, not pretty looking skin, but we have actually
what that is.
Tasted it with a couple people, and out of like whatever mangoes we tasted, it was like that was the one that just blew them away. So.
Wow. But it would be nice if I could remember what those scions were.
Well, I think that what they told you the scions was Kuklum Krong, but
probably
they might have gotten it from the tree next door or something like that.
The Kuklum Krong scions that I got, if I remember correctly, so there's that. If I remember correctly, I got them from Homestead, the garden not Fairchild, the
Fruit and spice?
Fruit and Spice. I'm wondering if this is maybe not the tree next to Kuk Lang Krong. I'll have to look on their map. In fact, I have it in my pocket. I can look on their map and see what's next to Kuk Lang Krong, and maybe we can figure out what it is. I don't know what else it would be, because the kooks the kook scions that I've got, I got myself. I don't think I had anybody send me Kuk Lang Krong.
Yeah, see, I was thinking, my impression, but it wasn't, it's only an impression, is that you got it from some guy down in your, in the Miami area. But, I think that we'll go with your memory instead of my impression.
No, your impression's probably closer to accurate. My memory isn't so good. I can't think of who I would have gotten kook from in my area, because the only people I know who had it were the people over on the island, and you. No, you didn't have it yet. Alex had it, and I think that was it. Oh, and Fruit and Spice had it as well. And so it would be my guess that it was on one of my scion collecting expeditions to Fruit and Spice that I picked the wrong tree, as I sometimes do. And now we have a mystery mango that everyone loves and we can't name. Bad Scott.
Yeah, we'll call it Scott Forgot.
Yeah, that's the story of my life. It would be interesting to know what that is, and I am gonna look on that map.
So, here we go, Scott. This is this mango
Mystery
that
fruit.
you've tasted and said that it's got a heavy dose of vanilla in it. Is there anything else you can tell us about that?
You had mentioned that you had gotten a scion from me, and the only thing I can think of is that it may be a variety called Shuyazama, which I got from Fruit and Spice Park, which I think I may have gotten confused somehow with the fruit you were looking for. I don't know that to be true, but that's my guess.
So, you were heading down there for
I got
Plum Krong, and
I got
this
kook.
might have been. I mean, obviously the trees were not in fruit.
No,
so you possibly looked at the plant next door.
Because the trees were also growing into each other, so it's possible that one branch from one tree became part of the other tree. And I inadvertently got some fruit with vanilla in it that I wasn't planning on getting. But lucky chance, because it seems like a pretty good fruit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, now we don't know what it's called. So there's that. But I think that narrows it down a little bit. Like, we can only call it stuff that's at Fruit and Spice Park.
Okay, yeah, it narrows it down to what, like
100 and
160
something.
or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small list. But I would venture a guess, having never had Shuyazama, that it might be that. Because I think it's an unusual enough fruit that it's possible. I don't know.
I know. The mystery is only partially solved, it seems.
Yeah.
We'll have to get some confirmation down the road, but bottom line, it's a very nice fruit.
Well, I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah. Good job at going for the wrong tree.
Yeah, hey, I'll do that more often. I tend to. So good. It's a very nice fruit. Very unusual, and I appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for growing out the tree that we didn't know what it was, or don't know what it is.
Okay, so here we go for the final step. You thought you were going to be able to escape, but one more thing. Could you put in order your top 5 mangoes that you tasted today?
I'm not sure I can remember that long ago. but I will do my best.
Yes, I have faith.
Okay, I have to kind of destack here to figure out what I'm looking at. I think at the very top of my list today would be Fairchild. Next on the list, let's see, I'm forgetting some already, so that bothers me. It's gonna be a toss-up, I think, between Unknown Mango and Xuan. I like both of these very much. Equally so we're going to have 2 seconds, because I can do that.
Tied for second place.
Yeah, tied for second. So we've got Fairchild. This is Fairchild? No,
this is Fairchild.
That's Fairchild.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got him first. We've got Xuan in second, and the unknown thing. Where is the one that we thought might be Sunpari? I think, is it? No, that's Ugly Betty. That's possibly
I didn't think any of it was Sunpari, but
I know, but we had discussed Sunpari while or after we were eating it, and was it this one? It's possibly that one. I can't remember.
Well, you can always taste again.
This one? I think it is too. Okay, so we're going to go with that one for number 3. Number 4, I'm going to do Ugly Betty. Ugly Betty's going to fall off the table, so we're going to have to move. Oh, no, we don't have to visual, right? And then there's only one more. I'm probably going to go with Francis Hargrave. And that's not because these are my favorite mangoes or I prefer them to the others, but they were flavors that I hadn't had before. And so today that's exciting for me because they're fruit that I hadn't necessarily tasted before. Or if I had, it's been long enough that I don't remember them. And so yeah, that makes up my top 5.
Wonderful.
For today.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. We look forward to the next tasting table. Hopefully that will be this season.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
It's been a while since we've been able to do this with you, so I hope we can catch up a little bit of all the, because of having lost so much time in the
I know. Life just slips by.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.